So hello everyone, your boy here again, Wayne Otema with another video of how to develop AI agents with LangChain. So if you're here, you probably have watched my other previous video where I talk about AI. If you haven't, where I talk about AI agents, and if you haven't watched that, please go watch it. I talk about the theoreticals about AI agents. And in this video, we're just going to straight up code these AI agents. Before I go ahead, I'd like to invite you to like and subscribe to the channel and share this video in case you like content that involves developing AI, tech in Africa, startups, and AI in Africa as a general. If you like these topics and being educated around AI, like and subscribe on the channel. And if you would like to have a one-on-one conversation with me, feel free to click on the calendar link on my description, book a 30-minute session with me, and then you can have a 30 minutes consultation. You can get to talk about AI or any other concerns you have, be it training your company, AI in your company, AI in your career, or how can you improve yourself with with AI, whether you're technical or non-technical. Feel free to click on the link below, hit me up on my Calendly, and I will see you when you click the link. So let's get right to it. I hope you have everything you need. All you need here is your computer that has access to the internet and to follow my voice. I have everything I need. Camera is on, screen is on. Coffee mug that only has tea for today. So let's get right into it. So we'll be building everything off the Google white paper that I talked about the previous video. But this white paper also just talks about AI agents, and we're going to build off this and just replicate some of these things. So in our session today, we want to really just show clearly how all of this are and how you develop all of this, because this is what is important. An AI agent has three things: an orchestration layer, a model, and the tools. Those are the quite most important things. And then after all that, we can create a system to which the user can input a query and the LLM can give out a response. So without much further ado, we'll show you how we create all this using LangChain and Python. And I'll also share a link to the repository, my personal repository. Feel free to mess around with it and build upon the idea should you want to continue and make it actually something that you like to give to customers. Okay. So this idea stems from an e-commerce agent bot that can help users over WhatsApp to shop online without actually having to go to the website. Just say what they want, and the AI agent will help them think through what they want and send pictures back to them, and also help them check out all this done over WhatsApp. So by the time I was coming up with this idea, this was like mid of the last year, so it was kind of hot, but now I'm kind of seeing other startups do it. But however, there's still a huge market for it should you want to do this or offer any other service for any other small business, be it a restaurant, be it a barber shop, be it a gym. I think gym startups that have so much membership are really cool, including gyms, because gyms have membership and they have dedicated clients. So I think those are really cool. And online e-commerce stores, those are really cool. So feel free to template this idea and go and use it on other people. So let's get right into it. So just as we see here, so first thing I'll show you is the tools that are available, and then the models, and then the orchestration layer, and then we'll go ahead. This is already a pre-written code, and this was developed by Django in the Django runtime. The assumption here is you already know how to code Python, so we're not starting everything from scratch. I hope you understand that. And we will start with a PDF engine, a PDF reader that has access to a document that has been written in PDF format that describes the company. That's basically what is in the PDF, just a document that describes the company. And this PDF can be anything for your case, really. But the basic understanding here is that we just create a path to the document. This is my root path, but in this place for you, you should have your own personal path. And then you should have a PyPDF reader. All of these packages should be installed from the requirements.txt. That's kind of easy, but not the main point of this video. And then you load it, and then you have a function that says get index. So what get index does, it just loads all of this, loads this document in the path into an index into an index directory. Not index directory means just it indexes the information on that directory. It splits them into chunks and then index them in those paragraphs in the right format, such that when you do search, it can go over the right paragraphs to give you the closest relating paragraph. Basically just does RAG over PDF. The SQL engine, what this does is it has a path to an SQL or my SQL database. It is so this is an SQLite 3 database, but you can also use it for any kind of database as long as you have the connection to that database. This is, you just put it here. You just create the engine, the connection to the database. Remember to set a future is equals to true, such that if it's a long database operation, the LLM, the program will wait for the response from the SQLite query. Yeah. So remember to set the tables of the SQL tables that you're hoping to use. In our case, it's the commerce products, basically the products that we're hoping to showcase. We're assuming that this is an e-commerce store, and there's so many tables that not all tables are relevant to the user, but one of the tables that are relevant to the user that our AI agent needs to have access to is the e-commerce product. Basically, the list of products that the e-commerce platform has. So let's continue with it. You pass all of this into a SQLite database, and this SQLite database is gotten from LlamaIndex.core. So basically just turns it into a SQLite object that LlamaIndex can understand. And you pass it the engine and you pass it the tables. If you don't want to pass the tables, just leave this as blank and you'll reference the whole SQLite, you'll reference the whole database, but it's a bad idea. Don't do the whole SQLite database. And then, so what you do here, I'll come to the LLM shortly. What you do here is you create a natural language SQL table query engine. So what that is basically a function that can allow you to query an engine using natural language. All you just have to do is say it, and it'll go ahead and query that table directly. And that's really an amazing tool. But in order to do that, you have to have the capabilities of an LLM. And the LLM you're using here is Grok, with Llama 3 hosted on Grok, and here's my API key, but I won't be sharing that. However, you can change this any LLM to any LLM, including OpenAI, including Anthropic, any LLM, including also Gemini. You can change it to any LLM, but there should be documentation to how to load it into this, and I'll show you the links to the right documentations and how to load the LLMs that you have of your choice. And then you create the engine. So given that you have a file that contains the query engine and a file that contains the company about company engine also as a query engine. So the next thing we have to do is, we have created the tools. So the next thing we have to do is now create the agent. Basically, the agent is everything that will use the tool, the model, and the orchestration runtime. So let's go to here, a file I call models. And in this, we also have an Grok LLM, Llama 3.75 Grok running on Grok. We also have another function here that sends pictures with WhatsApp wrapper, but I'll get back to this shortly. And we have a list of tools. So let's just explain this really quick, because this is quite important. Let's explain this. So the query engine has tools, and the query engine, there's a list of tools, and the list of tools are now these tools. You want to line them up all together. So you have a query engine tool, and not a query engine tool is just basically any tool that needs natural language processing to get the output. So if you remember, one of the two tools that we do have that needs natural language processing is the SQL engine and the PDF engine. So yes, we pass those two in. We say the query engine is the SQL query engine, and the metadata is equal to the tool.metadata. All of these are important from llama.core.tools. You can pass in the name of that tool. You can pass in whatever name you want. You can pass in the description. So we also have another query tool that has the same. So the query engine is the second query engine imported from this other Py engine, PDF engine, sorry. And then the metadata is also just the metadata for this tool is just basically the name, and also providing information that can describe what the tool does. So basically this is very important, and I'll tell you why in a bit. And then finally we have a functional tool. So think about this. We have kind of different kind of tools. We have three kind of tools, but I'll just go over the two that I have today. There's the query engine tool. So basically think of this as a wrapper. So it's the kind of like a wrapper that helps you interface with the database directly using natural language processing. Those are query engine tools. They have functional tools. So function tools, these are just basically functions that you execute, and then they give you a defined outcome. So if you have a function that does 1 + 1, you'll just know the outcome is 2 regardless of any situation. So in this case, I have a function tool, and the purpose of this function tool, the name of the function tool is send product pictures with WhatsApp wrapper. So the idea here is when somebody texts they want something, the wrapper will message back that message back to those people the image that it found of that product, and if they like it, then they will say they want to purchase that. And then the description of this tool. So this is what I was talking about. You can put in lists of various information as long as you get to describe it, and don't cloud the LLM window, the context window of the LLM. So here I say this sends a picture of the product to a user's WhatsApp number. So takes in product name and user's phone number in the following format. So you have to it's also a good idea to pass in the format, especially if you're dealing with functions. It's a good idea to pass in the format exactly so that you know how the LLM will respond. And if preferably passing with this kind of formatting so that the function doesn't crash in case it's a different kind of format. Then it returns a string if the message was successful. Let us examine that function. So that function basically all it does is just takes in a dictionary, and how you take in dictionaries in Python, you can just wrap it with a keyword argument, quags keyword. So that basically means keyword arguments, and a wrapper is a dictionary is keyword arguments basically. So keyword arguments get the name product, get the product name, store it in that, get the phone number, store it in that, and then send that to the phone number. So I put that personally in another function just to really separate things. Another function called products. So let's just see it. So products is just it's the database that has the products. Basically, that's it. So this is the wrapper. So all it does is just gets the product by ID. It takes in the phone, the product name and the phone number, and then gets that by the ID. Gets the product by ID, gets the picture. So all of these are just functions that I've already recreated up here. Really not the main point of the story, really, but and then gets the product, gets the image URL, because to send something over WhatsApp, you actually don't send the image, the whole image, you send the image URL, and then WhatsApp will fetch the image and push it over the internet. And then the media URL, so I get the image URL is shorter, so I get the image URL. Basically, this is the whole URL, including the base URL plus where the image actually is, and then pushes it over the internet. And then it's an image of the product in, and then the URL. So it has the media URL, so it passes the media URL from the Trello phone number to the user's phone number that we just passed it in here. So we get the client from Trello, and how you instantiate the Trello client is you pass in the Trello account SSID and the Trello auth token. But this is just the interface to make it work over WhatsApp. The idea here is you can easily wrap that into a function because you want a deterministic outcome all the time. So in this case, you want the image to be sent out all the time, and the return is sent. Else, if everything went okay, if it errors out, it will return the error as a string back to the LLM. When the AI agent runs, it has to check the name and the descriptions of the tools, and that's what it uses to judge what tools to use next. So that's why it's very important for you to be as descriptive as possible with the tools you're using. Now, the last thing we're creating is a context. So the context is basically what the purpose of the LLM. Think of it like some basic information you want the AI agent to know before executing. So the context is also where you can tell exactly the AI agent its main role. So in this case, our main role is to help and assist the user. You can tell it the main role is to help close a deal. The main role is to sell a product. The main goal is to, whatever goal you have, that's the main goal. And then you import in from LangChain, you import in something called a React agent. So a React agent is one of those pre-written kind of thought processes that have already been tested out by AI agents, and LangChain developers have just helped wrap it into a nice package that you can call once, right? And a nice function that you can just import. And then you can just do that.tools, React agent.tools, passing the tools, the list of tools, passing the LLM that you're using, which is Grok, Llama 3 from Grok. Verbose equals to true. That means the agent will print out everything it does. Memory is equals to false. This means we are not using any memory, but if you do use any memory, that's a cool idea, do use it. And then context is equals to true, that's the context. So if you can quite see, this is just this here. So this is the context, the memory is set, and then model-based planning reasoning, that's the React agent itself. So React is a very basic one. React agent is a very basic one, but there's also a chain of abstraction, which is also quite cool. I've gotten to play around with it. However, I haven't implemented it in this case, but I've played around with it. It's also quite cool. I actually think it's way better than the React agent, but you kind of need to know exactly when to use it. The implementation is very, very much the same. All you have to do is just download one of its packages, this package, and then import it like this. And then the entire process is very much similar to how you import it like this. And then the entire process is very much similar how you create a React agent. So yes, and after all that, this is the agent in our case. And then what I'm doing with the agent, now this is the important bit. Now you can pass this agent into any other thing. However, I'm passing it to Trello. I'm wrapping it around Trello to have it interface on WhatsApp. So that's how I'm doing that. Is I'm just doing, basically I import it in this file and then I do agent.query. But the beauty of the agent.query bit now here is that the query I pass in the prompt from the user that I'm passed from Trello. So Trello, when somebody texts the number on Trello, sends that through somebody texts the number on WhatsApp, sends it to Trello, Trello sends it back to me. I get the body and then I get the prompt. I get the body, I get the number, and then I append the number into the prompt. And then I append the number saying my phone number is, so maybe somebody can say hi, and then my phone number is. So that just helps it just helps the LLM. In case somebody wants a picture, the LLM will know what number to send that picture to. Sip of tea. Quite great. The idea here being, as long as you can get the agent and then you get the query, you pass in the agent.query and then the prompt, it should do the reasoning using the tools it has at its disposal. So the user query will get it. So in our case, this user query is Trello. That's the only difference we have. Let me just show that. In our case, this is gotten through Trello. You can interface through web, you can interface through any other platform. So these are the images of some of the applications and how it behaved. So you can tell it hello and it will tell you, I'm Debu, a friendly e-commerce bot. How can I assist you today? Are you looking for anything in particular? Would you like me to assist you in more popular products from our categories, all that? And you can remember all that comes from the prompt message you told it to behave. And then you'll tell it, I'm looking for shoes. Do you have anything for me? So this is so we have pictures of shoes. So it goes into the database, gets a picture of a shoe, and then sends a picture of a shoe, and then just at the bottom, it'll send you a picture of a shoe, and then you can ask it if you want to purchase or something like that. So, and then what are some of the electronics you have you offer? And then it'll send you a picture of electronic, and then it'll tell you have a wide range of electronics, including LGTVs, which is priced at that. If you're interested in learning more, I could send you pictures of it, which I've already done. Let me know if you have any other questions, or if you're interested in any help I can help you. So it just helps users get a sense of what is in the store without having to be in the store. So that's the ability of this technology, really. And you can text it as if it's an actual human being. So imagine not having to text so many people, and you can get it directly. So as a developer, I think it's a really cool tool. I think every business will have it, and I think it's amazing that you know how to use it. So this is one of the outputs that it runs. When it runs it, it puts it in this format. So what are some of the electronics you have in offer? So my phone number is that, and then it has a thought. The thought is the current language is English. I need to use a tool to help me answer the question. So it gets into the product information. So what are some of the electronics has in offer? So it says, based on the query, I found that the most expensive electronics produced is the LG TV, priced at that, and then thought I need to provide more information about the product for the user, and then it sends a picture to the user, and then it gets objective sense, and then it says, now I need to provide more information about more information to the user, and then it gets more information about the LG TV again, and then eventually what it says is I can answer after getting all that. Now after getting everything it needs to do, then it will just say I can answer without using any tools. I'll use the user's language to answer. So we have a wide range of that, and that is what this part is. So it kind of goes into a thinking process to get the right answer. And that is basically how we make a whole AI agent. And yeah, and I'm hoping after this you can get to play around with the code, play around with the idea, ship it for many. If you're a developer, try to ship it for many businesses as you can. This is very much going to be a very needed thing. So feel free, have fun. The link to this project is in the description. And if you would like to have a consultation with me, feel free to book a consultation. Link below, link in the description, and you will get me and Wayne out. Remember to like the video, subscribe if you like more AI content where we develop, talk about AI, talk about startups in Kenya, and also get to talk about my startup journey, my CEO startup journey in Kenya, how it's been so far. So thank you so much. Have a great time.